America has spoken, and Donald Trump is now the president-elect of the United States, but not everyone is happy about it. Protests continue across the country, with thousands of people taking to the streets chanting "Not my president" following Hillary Clinton's loss in the election. Millennials who voted for Clinton are also begging teachers to cancel classes and midterm exams because they say they're devastated by the results. One professor at Yale happily obliged, and in what may be the most shocking, a Houston area mother kicked her young son out of the house because he voted for Trump in a mock election at his elementary school. This video may be hard to watch.
Take the sign. Bye. Let's go. You want to vote for him? I'm going to show you. Come on.
Okay.
Move.
Okay.
Let's go. Here's your suitcase. Bye. Get your suitcase.
The sickening video is making the rounds on social media. The mother kicked her son out of the house and made him hold a sign that read, "My mom kicked me out because I voted for Donald Trump." Fort Bend County is now investigating. They do say they visited with the boy and that he is in a safe situation. So how did it get to this? How do we unite? That's our topic this half hour. And as always, we want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page and on Twitter. You can send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us live in the newsroom is our panel, led by our Fox 26 senior legal analyst Chris Tritico, Democratic media consultant Mustafa Tamiz, and Republican strategist and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. All right, certainly a disturbing video we just saw there.
That I don't know. I can't respond to that video. That's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. I'm one of the most staunchest believers in the First Amendment and in the right of the people to speak out about the government and things that they believe in that you'll ever find. With that said, the hallmark of our country is the successful transfer of power when we change presidents, and it sets us apart from every country in the world, and I'm disgusted by the protests that are going on in our country. Donald Trump was elected president, like it or not, and we have a duty and an obligation in this country, Mustafa Tamiz, to respect that election, and I think that it does us no good to protest and riot like a third world country.
Yeah, and I think that I heard this last night, that people should give him a chance and then base him on his actions rather than what he's promised through the campaign. But it's also hard for people. Like, there's 20 million Americans who have health insurance, and he campaigned on repealing Obamacare, so they're worried about their own families. And there's 11 million undocumented folks and their friends and families on top of that who worry about a deportation force taking them out. So there's some genuine fear because of the policies that Donald Trump proposes. And, you know, for the most part, the protests are peaceful, and we are a divided nation. And Trump himself had said that if he didn't win, that there would be armed protests in the streets. So it's very hard for him to then not understand if it was okay for his people to protest, why wouldn't it be for others?
And that was my question to you. You know, Donald Trump at the last few months of the campaign and up to the week before the campaign was saying there should be armed protest if he loses. He kind of fed into this, and I think it's horrible that it's happening, but he kind of fostered this, didn't he?
I don't know if he fostered it, but I think the entire campaign, both he and Hillary, it was very divisive, and you saw both of their camps were saying a lot of horrible things to each other. So I don't think people are very surprised at this. I agree with your opening statements. He did win, and we need to let the process happen. And I agree with his statements. We need to at least let him get into office.
We're not going to sing,
see how we and hold hands. But I do think we need to give him the opportunity to at least go into office and try to enact some of the policies that he's talking about. We already saw with Obamacare, he's looking at Obamacare, and he's already saying there are some things we can do and there are some things we cannot do. As far as the immigration policies, the policies that he was talking about were policies and laws that are actually in place. It's not something that he was proposing that was not new.
He said that to
And so, you know, so I think that we need to let him go in there and at least be the president that's who he elected.
All right, let's go to Sally. she's monitoring our social media.
Okay, a lot of people have been weighing in on this viral video that we showed you a couple minutes ago of this mother kicking her young son out of the house. So the sheriff last night posted this. Sheriff Troy Nels, he says his office is extremely aware of it. He finds it appalling, but he has ensured the child is safe. And there are a number of agencies involved now working to investigate this, and he calls it an active investigation there. And then several comments about the whole mock election thing at school. Tabby says they did not end up doing mock elections in Katy ISD. I am sad children have to be exposed to hateful behavior. And a lot of people saying what Susan says, why is the school district bringing politics into elementary schools? And then you also have these, college professors that are now canceling exams because people are so upset about the outcome.
I saw several educators interviewed leading up to the election who said that this is a teachable moment, and we have a duty to talk about this in our classrooms, and I agree with that, but there's a way to do it and a way not to do it. This mother needs to learn how to teach, because what she did is horrible to her child. And I saw some video of kids walking down a hallway holding a Trump sign screaming white power, and we're missing the teachable moment here in our classrooms.
Yeah, look, I think we missed a lot of teachable moments, and this is we're a divided nation, and so people have a choice. Either they can be part of that division, or they can try to come together. That doesn't mean that you don't hold up civil rights, you don't hold up the values that you care about and peacefully protest. I think that there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, we have to find a way, we have to find a path towards each other, not away from each other.
In 2008, when Fort Bend ISD did a mock election, my son was actually the Republican candidate. He was John McCain, and a South Asian gentleman was...
Who would have guessed?
I know. And a South Asian young man was Obama. And what they did was each classroom was a state, and they taught these fifth graders the electoral process. That's how you're teaching young people. What this woman did to this young man is not teaching him anything. In fact, what she's teaching him is not to speak his mind.
Right.
And I'm glad that agencies have gotten involved, and I think it's horrible that what she just did to him.
Yeah, I would also just caution people. We live in a country of 320 million people, so if somebody sees a video like this, they think there's some kind of a mass stuff. It's just social media makes us believe that something small is happening everywhere, and we need to be just conscious of that in today's environment.
And again, I believe in the First Amendment. I believe in everyone's right to speak their mind, but I don't like what's happening in our country over the fact of this election.
I taught
less than a minute.
I taught at U of H for 10 years, and I taught political science. I could not espouse my conservative viewpoints because my goal was to teach young people about the political process. As a result, half of my students are now involved in the Democratic Party, and half of them are involved in the Republican Party. To me, that's what a teacher and parent should be doing with our youth.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. We'll be back in the next hour with two really good topics.
All right, good discussion. We appreciate it, guys.